Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters and fellow radiators of love, to Astro Fenixx, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. Welcome to the Shooting Star Daily for today, March 2nd of 2020. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I know I missed yesterday, and I know I'm a little late today. We just have some, interesting circumstances. We're pets. I'm not staying at my actual home right now. Me and my wife are pet sitting for her parents, so I didn't bring all my equipment with me. And as far as missing yesterday, I just decided to pretty much take the day off and not do anything on Sunday, which was very much so needed. I had a very good day of rest and rejuvenation. But anyways, we're back into it today. So let's talk about the energies. Well, the sun is here at 12 degrees of Pisces, meaning that we are taking this one energy, which is the sun, this moon energy, which is a 2, and combining it into a 3, which brings you to the Jupiter quality and that whole Sagittarius-like vibe. So today is going to be a day that's going to seem very, very dreamy, because Jupiter is a co-ruler of Pisces. It was one of the traditional rulers of Pisces before Neptune was discovered. So with the sun being here in Pisces, this is actually kind of expanding upon what happened on the day where the sun was at 3 degrees of Pisces. Now it's sort of this combination of energy that's sort of like, syncing up and is actually creating a 3. So there's this sort of compoundness that happens when you start to get into the second and third decan. So there's definitely going to be these sort of spiritual undertones. You're going to feel some creativity. There may be some opportunities to learn today, but it's going to primarily come through, that creative vision that we see and where we kind of shine our light and what we, kind of expose, being that sun energy. And then, of course, the moon, how we're feeling and reacting to things, and in many ways, our subconscious. I don't know about you all, but just in general, the dreams during this Pisces season have been incredibly vivid. I've always have had vivid dreams most nights. I can remember at least some aspect of my dream, or I'll be doing some sort of lucid dreaming or something like that. It's not every night, but probably a good portion of the nights I'm having vivid dreams. But for some reason lately, these past few nights have been even more so. And it's kind of been giving me like this feeling of like there's like this really big we're uncovering something. I really feel like we are uncovering things within our subconscious, but it's happening at such a rapid rate that it may be hard for us to kind of keep up with, which is why I feel like we have all this energy in Capricorn. Jupiter's here in Capricorn, of course, Saturn, Pluto, South Node, Mars, then of course we have Uranus over here in Taurus. So it's like energies are moving fast, but at the same time, they're kind of being slowed down. It's almost sort of like, I'm getting like this sort of visual of sitting in a car that's probably traveling like 100 miles per hour, but it doesn't really feel like it. And, it's like, it's almost like we can't even detect that we're moving that fast. It's kind of weird. And it's even sort of like that in general. It's like when you're in a car and you're driving and you're just going 40 miles an hour, we don't really realize how fast that is because inside of the car, it doesn't really feel that fast, but it's actually a lot more rapid than we think. So that's kind of what's happening here. It's like our vessels are moving forward faster than we can kind of, articulate, sort of kind of understand or understand. But the fact of the matter remains is that we're all being broken up. We're all being broken open this year. This is a year where a lot of these sort of, and I know I'm rambling a bit here, but this is kind of also feeding off of yesterday's, which if you look at yesterday's energy, it was an 11, which is a point of manifestation. So it's like or as a part of like becoming, like, it's manifesting is 10, and then 11 is like you're becoming it, like you are that. And then you go back to the 12, which is 3. So it's about, all right, so now that you are this, where are you going to go next? So I think today's going to be a day where we want to move things forward and we want to like see into the future, but at the same time, we have to learn how to be present in the now. So there's just sort of like balance that goes into that energy. And of course, we can look at it, the moon is here in Gemini. So we're going to actually get the first quarter square to the sun while the moon is in Gemini, as it king-kunxes all of this Capricorn energy. you know, and of course the moon's going to square over to Neptune as well. So today's going to be a day where, conversations can definitely spark different things within our subconscious fields. And if we're not really, doing the work to become aware of any of these blockages that we have when it comes to communication, or any of these blockages when it comes to relating to other people, then we can find ourselves reacting in a way that may seem a bit of there's going to be some escapism tendencies. We may try and project our beliefs onto other people today, and we just want to be wary and cautious of that moving forward with this third quarter square. Now, the card that we have for today, we actually have the Six of Pentacles. I decided to use an actual tarot deck today, and it's the Six of Pentacles. It shows a rat and it shows a bird, and then this shows another bird that's actually hanging the scales over the rat. And it's funny because we are actually in the year of the rat. Today's going to be a day, I dropped the card. Today's going to be a day where you really don't even want to worry about the rat race. I think the Six of Pentacles, of course, it talks about being in a space where we can give to other people. But it's also about recognizing our own value and knowing when and when not to give. You want to be wary of what you're saying to people today, what you're saying to yourself. You want to be wary of what you're saying on social media. And you have to remember that, it's funny because I was just watching a video by another astrologer earlier today, and he made a really good point, saying that when you post something on social media and someone likes it or comments on it, especially if they like it or give it a thumbs up, they're pretty much reflecting back to you that thing. They're saying and so it is. And so you want to be aware of what you're posting out there, because if you're posting very, very personal stuff, then people liking it, so it is, it's going to be reflected back to you even more so. This goes for even positive stuff as well. So you want to be wary about what you're putting out there, because you have to understand that, when it comes to giving of yourself, it's not just about giving money or anything like that. Like the Six of Pentacles usually depicts someone handing out coins to those who aren't in a position of opulence or financial abundance. But you're also giving us, as far as your emotional energy, your emotional currency, your verbal currency. There's different kinds of currencies, or different kinds of currents and influences. So we have to be aware as much as we can of what we're putting out there, because people are going to take it and run with it, or they're going to take it and kind of throw it back in our face, and then we can get, upset if we're perhaps trying to give someone some advice or whatever like that, and it's thrown back in our face, and then we get upset because we're thinking oh, well, my intentions were pure. Well, we have to ask ourselves, were they pure? And it's okay. This is a journey that we're all on. There's checks and balances to the stuff. That's why there's a scale that's usually shown in this card of the Six of Pentacles. There are checks and balances, and just know that, you will attract whatever situations that you need to go through at this current time. There may be blockages, of course, that you may be trying to hold yourself back in certain areas, but just be wary of how much of yourself you give to other people, because that can get taken advantage of if you're not really super careful, especially with, like I said, a third quarter square. And be careful of who you share your dreams with. I think that's a huge thing. I think sometimes when we share our dreams with people, they can begin to project onto it. Either they steal the dream, which doesn't really happen. I think 95% of the time, people don't necessarily steal the exact dream that you may have if you share it with them, but they may begin to start projecting onto you unconsciously what they think and feel about that dream. And then you can pick up on it unconsciously, and that can manifest as a weird habit or as a blockage, or you not actually going for it. You're not really believing yourself. This is why sometimes it's good to just kind of keep things on the DL until they really begin to manifest and take hold. You don't want to tell someone of a dream that you have, and then they're going through and digging up your seed before it even gets rooted. So that's really what I got for you all today. I know it's a little bit longer than usual, but I just kind of felt like, I also have some things I probably want to talk about from yesterday in general. And, that's just how it goes. Sometimes the messages are a little bit longer. Sometimes they're a little bit shorter. They come as needed and as the universe wants me to communicate it. But anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I love you all so much. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often. Thanks for joining, Jonathan. I really appreciate it.